Hey, casters, welcome back to MetaZoo News, the podcast. This is episode 10, and I'm a little bit under the weather, so I probably sound a little sickly. That's because I am a little sickly. So my voice, my throat hurts, losing my voice, all of that good stuff. So thank you to all of the students that I teach for infecting me with whatever it is that those snotty-nosed kids have. Who knows? Anyway, this week on the MetaZoo News podcast, we had a fruitful MetaZoo Monday earlier this week. I know it's Thursday and a little bit later, than what I usually get episodes out. So apologies there. But we did have some good stuff in MetaZoo Monday. Before we get to MetaZoo Monday, I just wanted to go over the spoiler that we, MetaZoo News, had the opportunity to reveal. GameCubator Labs and Meta2 allowed us the honor of spoiling Indrid Cold, the newest caster in Secret Shadows. And Indrid Cold is a name that I know many of you know and love and are very happy to see back in the dark set, Secret Shadows. So the spoiler itself was really fun to make. If you haven't seen it, definitely go watch it on Instagram and YouTube. But in effect, we got to film a regular MetaZoo News podcast that was like interrupted. Like you saw static on the screen, and then my wife says, "Are we losing the feed again?" And then it cuts to me in an Indrid Cold mask. It was pretty fun. I always love doing the MetaZoo News videos. I always think those are fun. Well, I have a really fun idea for the next set as well in terms of a spoiler that's a little bit different, but still gives that MetaZoo News vibe. Anyway, go watch it if you haven't. It's also on MetaZooNews.com. Taking a look at the card itself, though, Indrid Cold is a caster, possibly a cryptid. It is a 4-cost, 4-influence caster, aligned entirely with the Dark Aura, so it would just be a mono dark deck that you would build around Indrid Cold. With all casters, it has the Aura Enhancement symbol. The ability is entitled Grim Smile, which is an activated ability once per round. Give each side of all lanes an additional instance of the destruction keyword. And as you recall, the destruction keyword makes it so that whoever loses the lane has to destroy one of their units on the battlefield in that lane. So it is obviously very powerful, and Grim Smile giving each side of all lanes an additional instance of destruction seems crazy. But, I'm interested to see how this all shapes up in the dark set. I mean, combining this with something that puts hex counters on units, I can see how if you have a generator of some sort to keep pumping out hex counters so that you're going to win these lanes, I think this is a great card and a great caster to build around. And having spoiled it, I feel like I am morally obligated to create an Indrid Cold deck. So more on that in the future. But that, ladies and gentlemen, is Indrid Cold. It is card number 26 out of 173 by the wildly talented Eduardo Francisco. And if I don't think I mentioned this, but it is a super rare. So a 2-star super rare caster. I do not recall if we already have a super rare caster, if this was the first one. But regardless, a very cool looking card. He's sitting at a desk opening up his spell book. You see some ghosts, spooky guys escaping. And of course smiling, as Indrid Cold is in fact the smiling man. But that is just a little bit on Indrid Cold and our spoiler. On to MetaZoo Monday coverage. I don't think I'm going in chronological order per se, but an order that interests me at least. So first and foremost, we had three new spoilers, revealed at MetaZoo Monday. Excuse me, those would be the Grafton Monster, Bakunawa alt art, and Teke Teke. So with these, let's take a look at the Grafton Monster. Grafton Monster is an Earth Aura, creature that costs 5 to play and carries 7 influence. It is a cool looking card with some muted green-blue hue, fog in the background. Joel Olson is the artist here, capturing the monster from Grafton, West Virginia. The ability, it is aura enhanceable, but the ability is called the Grafton Bash. Tap 1 Dark Aura, and you can duel a creature with a hex counter. And as a 7 influence creature, that is going to be a really nice ability to use. And just a reminder that even though, for example, like if this duels something that doesn't die per se or doesn't get shattered, you are not decreasing the influence total of the creature when it comes to mission resolution, but you are reducing its health temporarily until the end of the round. So just FYI, people may not be aware of that mechanic. So if you were playing in a way where you deal damage and then on mission resolution, that damage somehow reduced the influence amount, that would be a house rule. That would not be the correct interpretation of the rules. But regardless, that's just a fun little FYI if you're a competitive player. Grafton Monster is a unique card. You cannot have more than one out on the field at a time. Next up, we have the Bakunawa alt art. And this one was done by one of my absolute favorites, Kate Becker. So, this alt art card looks sick, like super, super sick. You have this dark blue giant dragon wrapped around the moon with like different phases of the moon on the dragon itself. It looks awesome. It's from the Philippines. It's card 183 out of 173. And its subtitle is Devourer of the Moon. So very cool. 6 Dark Aura is its cost, and it has 12 influence. 12 influence. So it's a very big boy. It does not have a special ability, but it does have the gigantic keyword on it. It says gigantic 2, meaning it takes up 2 additional slots in a lane. Which makes sense. If it is devouring the moon, it sounds like it's pretty big. So taking up more slots makes sense. But if you haven't seen it, go to MetaZooNews.com, click on the article entitled Global Cryptids Emerge, and you can see it for yourself up close and personal. It is absolutely beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. The last spoiler would be Teke Teke, which is a fire aura creature/equipment card. And again, those creature/equipment cards in the fire aura are just wild. I still think that fire is like a super underutilized like primary aura type in the meta. Excuse me. But anyway, I just think that it meshes so well with like Surtur and so many other synergies that go with like equipment cards in the game. I think it's great. Anyway, Teke Teke from Japan, 2 fire aura cost and 2 influence. So like an early game unit here. Its ability, Unrestricted Vengeance. Sacrifice a unit, and if you do, you deal 2 damage to each unit in the sacrificed unit's lane. And this one has the unlimited keyword. I don't know if that's technically a keyword or not, but it's in big bold print. I don't think it's a keyword. But anyway, it is unlimited, which means this ability is not, N-O-T, not limited to once per round. So as long as you have the units, whether that be equipment or creatures, if you have a bunch, then absolutely this could be a little bonkers in competitive play. It just seems like a lot of damage to be dealing out. But also to note, and I just noticed this just reading it, it says deal 2 damage to each unit in the sacrificed unit's lane. It doesn't say to each enemy unit or anything like that. I don't know. I'd have to go look in the MZO chat and the MetaZoo Discord to see if the consensus there is like you deal 2 damage to every unit, whether it's on your side or not. If that's the case, that is sort of a game changer there. Yeah, I don't know. That's interesting. It's interesting. I'd have to sit down and think about like its applicability if it is also damaging like your own units. I'd have to sit down and think about that. But regardless, really cool. Poncho is the artist here. It's card 119 out of 173. And it features a schoolgirl in Japan surrounded by lockers, crawling on the floor with a giant, what was that? A scythe? A scythe. Anyway, looks really cool. But those are the 3 spoilers, that were released. So moving on from 3 spoilers, we have one of the most exciting news items to date, which is the Prize Pack Series 1 spoiler sneak peek. And Charlie threw out some 2 awesome looking spoilers for our organized play, which is just on the horizon. There will be prize packs, FYI, at the New Jersey Collecticon. Repeat, there will be prize packs at the New Jersey Collecticon. So if you are anywhere close to New Jersey, come on down. More exciting info, Secret Shadows is going to be launching at the New Jersey Collecticon. So here are 3 giant draws to New Jersey. 1, rip Secret Shadows. 2, see some prize packs, maybe play for one and rip it. And 3, New Jersey is where we have Fran Lobato and Pierre coming in from overseas to sign your cards. And speaking of Pierre, one of the spoilers that Charlie put out is a Loveland Frogman from the prize pack. He put out a normal version of it, a non-holo version, that looks like a traditional MetaZoo card. Looks awesome. The ability here, work your magic. Each friendly unit's overwhelm amount in this lane is reduced by 2. So that is a game changer too. So again, overwhelm, for a reminder for the fans that may not play a lot, overwhelm means if you win a lane by however much it specifies, an ability triggers. So in this one, this is like a support unit here. And it says each friendly unit's overwhelm amount in this lane is reduced by 2. So if you have a creature that says overwhelm 3 and you win a lane by 3 or more, in reality with this, it then becomes overwhelmed by just 1, which if you win the lane by any amount, you're going to hit that. So that is really cool. I'm interested to see what the interaction is for things that may have an overwhelm of like 2 already. Obviously, like if you reduce it down, to 1, it's virtually like meaningless, right? Like not the ability that's triggered by overwhelm, but the idea that like we need to think about overwhelm in some deeper strategic mindset doesn't really track, does it? Because like if you, what's the functional difference between overwhelm 1 and overwhelm 0? Like it still requires you to win the lane, right? So anyway, that seems like a really powerful card. It's cool. Loveland Frogman is on top of his little castle with his wand, and you see some waves coming up to meet him that he is controlling. And then the coolest spoiler to date out of any spoiler has been the serialized, textured, and autographed Pierre Loveland Frogman. So they take that art, put it into a full art, have amazing looking texture on it. I mean, the texture follows the waves. It follows the magic that's coming off of the wand. I mean, it looks simply stunning. And like I said, it's serialized. So in the example given, they show 1 out of 5. So that means only 5 cards are printed ever. 5 cards. So that would be awesome to hit. And additionally, it features Pierre's signature on the card, already printed on it. So that looks just wild to me. And I can't wait to see some of these in person and hold them in my hands, because they look just so good, so good. And on MetaZooNews.com, we have all of the pictures along with the video that was put out that shows off the texture of the card. So head over to MetaZooNews.com and take a look at those if you have not already, or if you just want to appreciate it a little bit more and get in the spirit of competitive play and what is coming up next for MetaZoo. Up next, we already sort of went over the confirmation that Secret Shadows will be launching live at Collecticon, New Jersey. I do want to, point out an opinion that I heard recently. You hear me frequently say I hang out in the MetaZoo Crew stream. Shout out to MetaZoo Crew. Best whatnotter on the market. Fight me if you disagree. No one will disagree, though, because MetaZoo Crew is simply amazing. Anyway, he brought up a good point. Now that I think about it, I think it was MetaZoo Crew. We were discussing it, at least in MetaZoo Crew's chat, and they brought up the criticism that it didn't like, having sets launch like at Collecticon, where a very small group of people gets to rip open, the set before the street date and before it gets released to everybody. And I totally, ultimately I do agree with that. I do think that if it's going to launch, in New Jersey, that should be the street date, It's hard to say because they didn't come out with a confirmed street date. Charlie gave a range of days they were trying to decide on. But all that being said, I think in the future, I don't know if this is a logistics issue or what, but I think in the future they probably should try to line up everything a little bit better. One of the other criticisms was that it was wasn't ideal to see the MetaZoo brass rip open torrential tides before everyone got to. I get that too. I do, me personally, and I think it's just a personal opinion kind of thing. I like seeing people open stuff. I don't know. Maybe it's a little silly, but I enjoy watching pack openings. I get excited just right along with the person opening it. So anyway, me personally, I don't have an issue watching people open packs, but in terms of an equity standpoint, totally get it. And I think that's fair criticism for sure. Something for MetaZoo, Meta2, GQL to think about in the future. I have no clue who gets to decide, what the street date is. I'm sure that's more on the GQL side of things. But Charlie said this, quote, "Our target for first availability at Jersey and street date either 11/22 or 11/29, aiming for 11/24, but until I get this product is shipping to distro from the printer, I really hate to make hard promises," end quote. So there were 3 days there that it could happen. I mean, the 22nd seems like the logical date, but like I said, it seems as if this is more of a logistics issue and less of a, we want or we don't want to have things release at the same time. So I think it is more logistics rather than like them for some weird strategic reason not launching it at the same time. So regardless, though, anyone at Jersey can buy booster boxes. I'm sure there are going to be plenty of people going, and if you want a booster box or something, I'm sure you can find someone there that will ship it back to you. I mean, if you want a booster box and a promo or whatever, just like in Houston, let me know. I will mail you a promo. For the promos, you can either, get it in a bubble mailer or I can put it in a plain white envelope. It is up to you. But you pay shipping if you do the bubble mailer. If you want to buy a booster box and just have me as like a middleman, feel free. Though if the street date is going to be either 11/22 or 11/24, you're more likely to get it faster by just like purchasing it somewhere. And speaking of purchasing it somewhere, you can go right on to MetaZooNews.com under the resources tab, which would be the MetaZoo retailers. Right now we have 12. We just added ToyWiz.com. But want to give a big shout out to Northern Pokey. They are the very first one listed. They have very generously given us a code, an affiliate code. So if you click the visit button from MetaZooNews.com, it will take you there and automatically apply the code. But the code is MZNEWS, so MZ News, for 5% off your order. They have Secret Shadows in stock, as at least of this recording. So if you are interested in supporting MetaZoo News and you want some booster boxes, I highly recommend going over to Northern Pokey and again using code MZ News for 5% off. I already know a few people have used the code, and if that describes you, thank you so much. All the proceeds from these sales, affiliate sales, go towards keeping MetaZooNews.com up and running. We had just the most generous donation here. 2 generous donators helped us meet our monthly goal already of $51.37. And I just want to say shout out to both of you. I don't want to name you if you don't want to be named, but you can see our monthly server goal by going to the About tab and then clicking monthly server fund donation, and you can see how many donors, how much was donated, and the donation platform updates every month. So we already have everything met for this month, and again, I'm so grateful, because it does cost $51.37 to make this website happen. And as an educator, I this, just being a human on Earth, we don't get paid very well at all. So this is a godsend, really. So if you have, I don't want to sound like an e-beggar, but if you're interested in supporting the website, next month it will open up again, and you can donate to help keep MetaZooNews.com online. Okay. Other updates. So this blister pack stuff is interesting. Charlie says, quote, "Blisters are a done deal, but they," meaning big box stores, "control the specifics of distribution, just waiting for their side. Info as soon as I've got that," end quote. So here, once again, there's not a lot of details, and I really do wish they would release which stores they are partnering with to do this. But it seems as if, to me, that they are still on track to meet their holiday deadline, I guess. I believe at the last MetaZoo Monday, they noted that it would be here in time for holiday shopping, which is right around the corner. So I'm hopeful by the end of this month, we might start seeing something on store shelves, if not early December. I think that's like the sweet spot now. So anyway, that's the only update we have for blister packs, which I know a lot of us are excited about. And then the last thing to touch on before we wrap up the show is Charlie plugged this holiday event hosted by Nova MetaZoo, which is Northern Virginia MetaZoo. December the 6th, 2025, 2 to 10 p.m. in Leesburg, Virginia. They will have a tournament, prizes, free food, and presents for all attendees. And I am jelly because I'm going to be at Collecticon San Antonio working the MetaZoo booth then, but they have an exclusive 2-player playmat that looks so good. It looks amazing. So if you want to see it, go to metazoonews.com. We have the full flyer along with the image of the playmat. It's, and again, a 2-player playmat. And the good thing about this one, it has the outlines for where you should put your cards, the aura zone, your caster zone, everything. It's all outlined there. It looks great. It is holiday themed. And I believe I saw that they already have people from multiple states that have expressed interest in coming. So if you are interested in that, definitely sign up. And if you're going to that, hit me up on Instagram, either at metazoo.news or meta.shab, because I'd love to pick up one of those playmats. So just FYI. Love to pick up a playmat if you're going to go. Anyway, the other thing here was a community member asked if there's going to be a new MetaZoo Magazine on the horizon. And while nothing is confirmed, Charlie expressed at least some interest in bringing it back for a small run or special promotion. He said, quote, "To be determined. It made sense as a promotion in Card Pro. Small stuff, definitely an option. I'd like to see another one, though." End quote. So at least Charlie's on board with another MetaZoo Magazine idea. And in the past, I have addressed this, but I would like to say it again for the people in the back. I think, and I know that all of this comes with like very large costs, and I'm not privy to the logistics and supply chains of all of this. So take my suggestions with a grain of salt. But I think it would be great with every set that's released over like 3 to 4 months or whatever. I think that they should release a MetaZoo magazine that has like the card list in it, just like the first one had, that has some packs in it to rip of that, new expansion. Maybe a exclusive promo in it. But I think that would be great and another good marketing tool for MetaZoo to use. I know that these were placed in some locations already, and I really think that if they're able to expand their reach with these, that would be great for MetaZoo. Especially if we can get them in some of these local game stores. Oh man, excuse me. I'm dying, folks. I'm not doing well here. Anyway, excuse me. All right. So hopefully a new MetaZoo magazine on the horizon. But I think that is just about it. Maybe just make a double, triple sure. Yeah, I think I've hit everything on my notes at least. So with that, folks, thank you once again for listening to MetaZoo News, the podcast, episode 10. I'm going to throw a party. You're all invited. We're going to celebrate 10 episodes of MetaZoo News. Hopefully at the Dallas Collecticon. If you are going to Dallas, I will be there along with all of the other MetaZoo News folks. So I look forward to seeing you there in Dallas. I'll be at every single Collecticon through the end of the year. So you can see my beautiful face teaching you how to play, handing you a free pack, whatever it is. So with that, I will see you there, casters. Until next time, sayonara.